everyone, welcome to your live stream training of the week of the day. I am so excited, you guys. I'm unbelievably excited. I'm actually live streaming on two very different devices. So I'm hanging out with one group over here, hanging out in another group over here. I'm gonna try and look at every single camera, but if you see me looking over here, because I'm looking at this camera. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at this camera. So I'm all over the place today. It's kind of weird to see yourself like in multiple different devices all at once. It's like this weird mirror effect. Welcome to this live streaming training. This is the training you definitely want to stay tuned and watch, because we're going to talk all about how you can end the year strong and productive for your personal and professional life. And I'm going to teach you a lot of super cool strategies. I've been so excited to do this training for weeks and weeks now, because you guys, there are today, like literally today, it's the first day of October, okay? So it's October 1st, and there are 90 days left in 2019, and there are 90 days left in this decade. Let that sit in for a minute. 90 days left until 2020. 90 days left in 2019, and 90 days left in this decade. That is super crazy stuff, you guys. And today I really want to talk about how you can end the year strong and productive, because I'm sure over the course of you being an entrepreneur and running your own brand or business, you've had, you know, the hills and valleys. You've had those times where, you know, you're really on fire, you're getting stuff done for your business, you're seeing a lot of growth, you're seeing more revenue, more clients, all of those fun things. But then there are certain times of the year, for a lot of people, it's the last 3 months of the year when the holidays creep up on us. And it's during this time of the year when people start to slack off, when really they should be picking things up. And one thing I have found that honestly completely changed my life, both personally and professionally, was this time last year. It was this time last year that I decided I was going to start working on my New Year's resolutions months before January rolled around. Because so many of us, because it's the holiday season, you know, we have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and all the events and festivities that come with those holidays, that we tend to slack off this time of year because, oh, it's the holiday season, or I'm too busy, or there's lots going on with family, or if you have kids, like my kids aren't in school, so, you know, they're at home and home life is crazy right now. And so this time of year, people start to slack off. And then when January rolls around, we're like, oh, it's the new year. I'm so excited. And this is the time where I'm going to be most productive and intentional. When really, I believe that it should be 360'd around, where at the end of the year is when you're super intentional and focused about who you want to become, but also where you want to take your business. Because one of the reasons people do not actually, like literally 70% of people do not actually accomplish the goals that they set out to do, especially their New Year's resolutions. And it's because you weren't set up for success in the first place. You took 3 months off for the holiday season thinking that, oh, I'll just start in January, but you just took a huge chunk of your year, your entire fourth quarter off, and you expect to have 100% all-in success come January when you just took weeks upon weeks off. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And so for you guys today, I want us to really have a strategized training of how we can rock this fourth quarter, of how you can really end this year strong, productive, and intentional. And I know it might seem a little overwhelming this time of year. You might just want to hold off and wait till January, but I would love for you guys, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay later on, to really absorb what I'm going to teach you, what I'm going to share with you, because I really feel like it could change your life. It did for me. And I'm going to share a little bit about that right now. So it was this time last year, it was actually closer to the end of October, beginning of November, that I decided to write out my goals that I would have for the following year. So my New Year's resolutions. And instead of making them on New Year's Eve, I did it like in the middle of October, beginning of November. And I wrote them down. And I was determined, because it was during like this really odd situational time too. Like Christopher and I were looking for an apartment, so we were crashing here at my parents' house for weeks upon weeks. And at this time, I was just like, I want to keep myself busy doing something. And I was also transitioning out of working like a part-time, full-time job to being a full-time coach and entrepreneur. So it was just this odd transitional time for me. And I was just like, I need to have some goals right now to really keep me intentional and productive with all this life craziness that is going on top of the holiday season. And so I wrote out my goals that I had for myself. Like, these are going to be my New Year's resolutions, but I'm going to start working on them a few months earlier. And the main reason I decided to do this was because, one, I wanted to see how much I could push myself. Like, could I be as intentional with the last couple months of the year as most people are with the first couple of a new year? And so I joined something that Rachel and Dave Hollis put out called the last 90-day challenge, okay? And it was absolutely amazing. I took their method and kind of shook it up a little bit and mixed it with Todd Herman's practice of the 90-day year. I don't know if you guys have heard of either of them, but Rachel and Dave Hollis. Rachel is a personal development coach, and they run the Hollis Company, and they put on the last 90 days challenge. Todd Herman is like an executive high performance business coach, and he came up with this method called the 90-day year. And so I took both of these kind of practices and methods, shook it up in a snow globe, and came up with exactly what I practiced last year and now use for my coaching clients, and what I'm going to teach you guys today as well. And if you guys are interested, you can follow all of those people on Instagram, like at Miss Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis, and then Todd Herman, I think, is Todd_Herman. And he actually wrote a book too. It's called The Alter Ego Effect, something about limiting beliefs, or just how your identity shapes your performance or the results you have in your life. I haven't read it yet, but it looks really good. So Todd Herman, he's a really great person to follow as well. But back on track. So last year, I wrote out these goals, and I was determined I'm going to finish 2018 super strong, super intentional. And what was funny is the fact that most people, you know, come January, just like I said at the beginning, they think they're going to have this 100% super sustainable success when they didn't take the time to lay the right foundation in the first place, which is why I firmly believe that the fourth quarter, the last couple months of the year, are literally the most important time for you to be intentional and focused. Because if you want to have a super successful first quarter, you know, January through March, then you have to start laying that foundation for sustainable success months before that even comes about, okay? And what you guys really need to realize is the fact that, yes, it might seem a little challenging and daunting, but it is absolutely incredible, the type of happy satisfaction that you feel when you realize you're able to push yourself and get stuff done, even during super busy, crazy times of the year, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I actually want to talk to you guys about my strategy and what I'm doing for my last quarter, so for my fourth quarter. Now, if you don't like calling it quarters, that's totally fine. But Todd Herman, who I'm going to mention several times during this live stream, his whole philosophy is on something called the 90-day year. And of course, he explains this so much better than I can. But he pretty much wants you to think of your year in 4 quarters, okay? And each quarter, you have January through March, March through May, May through July. Whoa, I totally got that messed up. Anyway, you divide it up. So 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 3 months, okay? And you take each of those quarters, and each quarter represents a year, or that's what you put into your mind of, okay, this is my first year of the year. This is my second year of the year. And if you can take the 90-day challenge, 90-day practice, but apply it and make it to your brain seem like a year, you're going to start training yourself to act as if it's the beginning of a new year. Because when, you know, it's May through July, you know, that comes about. If you have it divided up into a 90-day year, you're going to be pushing yourself just like most people do when it's the beginning of a new year with their New Year's resolutions, if you guys are following with me so far. And so for the fourth quarter, it's going to be so important that you come up with a game plan. And that game plan is going to be 5 goals, 5 very important intentional goals that will help you to either grow into a better version of yourself, so some personal goals, or it could be 5 business goals that you have for yourself, for your brand, or for your business. You can even mix them up. That's what I do, and it's what I also do with my coaching clients as well. Is the 90-day challenge, our fourth quarter game plan, is a mix of both personal and professional goals. But you can pick if you want to do a separate list of goals for your personal life and a separate list of goals for your professional life. Totally up to you. The 90-day challenge, what you do is you think about what are my goals? What do I want my results to be when the new year hits, when the last third month is here? What exactly do I want to have accomplished? What type of feelings do I want to have? What type of results do I want to see around me? And from there, you pick what your 5 goals are going to be. And then you create a list, because you guys, all the time, I'm going to get a little coachy on you guys. You cannot just have a goal or a dream and keep it inside of your head. All right, that's just not, it's not going to deliver results for you. You have to actually write it down. And your subconscious mind actually retains information so much better when it can visually see it every single day. That's why I'm big on doing gratitude journaling and goal setting every single morning, because I'm putting it into my subconscious mind as truth every single morning. And so for your fourth quarter, you want to have your goals laid out on a sheet of paper as well. You want to hang it up somewhere in your office, in your closet, on the kitchen fridge. That way you can visually see it every single morning, every single day, throughout the day. Because then you're sending these triggers to your subconscious mind that here's what we're focused on. Here's where we're aiming our arrows. Here's the direction we're heading. But you have to have it visually written down for your subconscious mind to be able to comprehend it every single day. You guys with me so far? Okay, it seems like everyone is with me so far. So we pick our goals. This is my actual 90-day challenge, my fourth quarter goals that I'll read to you. The first one is I have my most profitable coaching month. And so for me, that looks like I want to have more clients than I've ever had, which means AKA I'm bringing in more revenue than I ever have. And so that's one of my goals. And that's a professional goal. Mine is a mix of both personal and professional goals. The second is I launched my first online video coaching program. So not just one-on-one coaching, but I create an online video coaching program. The third is I take care of my body through both fitness and nutrition. So working out and eating healthy every single day. The fourth one is I take a trip with my husband. And one thing I will say is that all of your goals, you might notice that they kind of string together. So for me, by having my most profitable coaching month, that attaches to Christopher and I being able to take a trip together. Because if I'm bringing in more revenue, that's something I'm going to be able to accomplish. So me accomplishing the first goal on my 90-day challenges is an incentive to knock out goal number 4, if that makes sense. And then the fifth one is to read 5 new books, because I have this huge list, just like with Todd Herman's Alter Ego book. I have this long list of books that I want to read that I keep putting off. And so one of my other challenges is to read 5 new books by the end of the year. And so this is what, let me show this, our friends over here as well. This is my list, my 90-day challenge goals. All 5 of these things I am going to accomplish by the end of 2019. Okay? Because you guys, there are 90 days today, like literally October 1st marks, there are 90 days left in 2019. There are 90 days left in this decade. And you writing out your goals helps you get super intentional about how you want to end the year. And it's also going to help you start 2020 super freaking strong. Because think about it. You're setting yourself up for sustainable success. Because at the end of the year, you are laying these habits, these principles, these foundational things in your life before the new year even starts. And so when you come up with those New Year's resolutions and you enter into that first quarter, you're already running strong, okay? But then here's what you have to do. When you make your 90-day challenge list, and if you guys actually end up making your list, I want to see it. Like, post it in these groups, hold it up. I want to see it. You can hold it up like a mugshot. I want to see your 90-day challenge list. Tag me, okay? After you do that, you have to dissect it even more. You have to make it easy on your brain, okay? Your brain does so many things throughout the day. The easier, the better, okay? So you're helping your subconscious mind by being able to see it every day. But then you have to come up with the intentional daily actions that you're going to be performing to make all of these goals happen by the end of the year, by the end of the quarter that you're on. Because if I just have written, I have my most profitable coaching month, my brain is over here thinking, well, how the heck am I going to do that? Like, what are the actual actions that I need to be taking to be able to accomplish that? And so that's where a strategy comes into play. Now, you're going to have two different strategies. You have your 90-day challenge. Your first strategy is just for your business in general, of how you want to end the year, content-wise, the type of revenue goals that you want to hit. You have a business strategy of each day, what you're going to be performing, the tasks, the actions that help you end the year on a successful note business-wise. But then you're also going to have another strategy of the daily actions you're going to perform to make sure each of these goals are accomplished, if you guys are with me so far. So, personal example, this is my branding strategy for the rest of 2019. And I redo my branding strategy every quarter. So there's first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Some of you probably know this one, but it's changed up a little bit, okay? So for my last 90 days, my branding strategy, this is part of content, okay? How I'm ending the year with my content, social media, online presence. But a lot of these things that I have written down here of my main goals for online they're connected to my 90-day challenge. Think of it like it's all an attachment, okay? And so what I have over here I have my most profitable coaching month. There are certain strategic things I need to do branding-wise every single day in order to accomplish that list on my 90-day challenge. You guys with me? So on Mondays, I write my blog posts. Tuesdays, I have my IGTV YouTube videos. Wednesday is a live stream because, you guys, I don't do daily live streams anymore. Thursday, IGTV YouTube video. Friday, another live stream. Saturday is a mix and match day. So it's kind of like whatever I think is best on that day is what I'll choose to do. On Sunday, it's a prep for the week, so photo shoots, writing my captions, all those fun things. On the daily, I do my Instagram stories, a daily post with a caption, and then these two at the end are very important because, again, it's attached to the 90-day challenge of I have my most profitable coaching month. That means I have to do my scripting that I've taught you guys of DMs and daily outreach. And so that is what's really going to help set me apart and be able to accomplish my first 90-day challenge. And my three main goals branding-wise for the next 90 days is to hit 2,000 followers on Instagram, to post video content consistently across both IGTV and YouTube, and then get coaching clients to accomplish first goal on the 90-day challenge list. And so it's connected. Now, I'm not going to exactly show you my daily actions for accomplishing the rest of the goals on here because those are super personal to me. But I'm going to show you an example of how you would write it out for yourself, okay? So let's use my example of, I launched my first online video coaching program, okay? So let's just take that as the example. So launch coaching program. This is going to be very sloppy, but I'm going to show you guys how you would break it down. Okay, so you want to launch a coaching program. You want to launch a real estate course. You want to launch how to write a book course, any of those things. Let me show the friends over here too. So you write that goal at the top of a PDF type of paper like this. And then you need to actually strategize with a calendar or a planner in front of you of how am I going to achieve that within my desired time frame, okay? So let's say you start this today, first day of October. That means you have about 12 weeks to accomplish launching your coaching program. You need to break down the steps of what it takes to launch a coaching program. So first, you're going to have to create the curriculum, choose your branding colors, do a branding photo shoot, find a videographer, hire that videographer, meet that videographer. You're going to have 3 separate filming days. You're going to have to hire an editor. Any of those type of actions to launch whatever coaching program you might have. And so you want to break it down. Let's just say week 1, which would be this week. Design, layout, and content. Okay, let's just say that's what you have to do this week. Week 1, design the layout and content. Then you break that down even more of, okay, on Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be working on that goal because maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's the day that you are reading your books, or that's the day you're reaching out to clients the most, or you have the most coaching sessions, something like that. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday of this week are the days that you are having a coffee brainstorm session on this day. And then the next day is when you are photo shoot and picking colors. And then the last day is when you are, let's just say, watching other people's videos to get ideas. These are just some random examples. So I took this big goal that I have of launching a coaching program, and I broken it down to week 1's kind of mission, the intentional action and goal we have for this week. But then I broke it down into some daily habits. That way, as I perform these daily habits and these actions, I've accomplished this, which in return is getting me 1 step closer to accomplishing the bigger goal, okay? Now, the reason I wanted to share some of this with you today is because I know it can be overwhelming to run a brand or business. You have these personal goals, you have these professional goals. It's a crazy time of the year, but you guys have to get intentional about what you want your life to look like. And if you want to have a successful business, if you want to become a better version of you, it starts with the habits that you're willing to implement even during super inconvenient times of the year. And so I really want to encourage you that you ask yourself, what do I want the rest of my year to look like? What do I want the beginning of 2020 to look like? Do I want to set myself up for success right now, starting today? You guys, there are 90 days left in this decade, which is blowing my mind. I really want to encourage you to pick 5 goals that you're going to work hard for until the end of the year, okay? I really, really want you to think about, where would I want my business to be? Where do I want to be by the start of 2020? You don't have to give up or let yourself go because, oh, January is right around the corner. You have 90 days to change your life and change your business, and that is all the time you need. And for this, after the 90-day challenge, you break it down into a smaller daily strategy for your business, and then you break down all of those personal goals into smaller chunks, okay, of what's going to be this week's goal, and then what do I do at each day or every other day? What do I need to be focusing on to accomplish that personal goal? And you guys, if you need any more reference or anything like that, you have some questions, you can leave them here in the comments, or you can just send me a DM here on Messenger, on Facebook, or on Instagram, whichever platform is fine, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. There's like so much more I could cover and go in depth to on here, but I tried to just spit it all out. That way I don't take all of your time today. But this is something very, very important. It will definitely change your life. It did for me. You guys know, like last year, I did so much in 90 days. I did. I'm trying to remember my entire list. I wrote a book. I started internet marketing. I launched my first coaching program and got my first set of clients. I think I'm trying to remember the other two that were on the list. I know those. Oh, I planned my first Bloom event and had my event within 90 days. But I remember, I can't remember the last one, but I accomplished all 5 of those goals in 88 days, in between 86 and 88 days. And I just remember like being at my Bloom Project event, my very first one, and just being absolutely blown away by how much time was at the end of the year and how much I was able to accomplish when most people just choose to give up at that time of the year and wait until the new year. It absolutely blew my mind, and that's why I really practice what Todd Herman says about dividing your year into 90 days, like having these quarters, these 90-day segments of when you're running super hard and you're accomplishing these goals and setting yourself up for success in life and in business. So you guys, I really hope that this kind of touched you today and inspired, oh, hey, there's Jamie, and inspired you to really end the year strong. You can come out.
What group are you in?
I'm in DropMock and I'm in text video.
You're both at the same time?
Yeah, I'm at the same time. I taught them all about their 90-day challenge. You guys, look who just joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were kind of wrapping up. I was teaching them because today is, you know, it marks 90 days until the end of the year.
Oh, good for you. Okay.
And the end of the decade, too.
The decade.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I showed them my next 90-day challenge. And
this is yours.
Yeah, that's actually mine. And like my branding strategy and how they can break down their goals and break it down so they actually accomplish it by the end of the year.
I'm telling you guys, her 90-day challenge thing has changed her life dramatically. When was the first one? The first one's been about a year ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was this time last year.
Funny. Okay.
I told them, like, I was living in your basement for several weeks while Chris and I were looking for an apartment, and I started doing my challenge.
Why don't you guys just move back in?
All right, that's okay. We married folk now. We'll stay at our place.
Listen, she spent like a week and a half not working here. Drove me nuts.
Yeah, I just worked at my apartment. I do like being over here, though. It's very fun.
2,000 followers on Instagram. Over the next 90 days. That's it. Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's a big one. And I was telling them, like, so many people do not actually accomplish their New Year's resolutions because they take 3 months off and then they expect to be able to be at 100% at the New Year. Like, they got to start now.
Got to do it today.
Yeah.
You just got to do it today. Look, guys, I'm putting on an I Am Virtual Summit next month. And the only reason it's happening, I had a bunch of people dragging their feet. I just said, all right, I'm just going to do the thing. Yeah. I'm just doing it. Move it forward. Just go. Just take a step. Just take the step.
Yeah, and I told them that, like, it's unbelievable.
These are great, sweetie.
Thank you. I
love the online. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just told them that it's amazing, like, what you're able to accomplish. Like, you don't actually realize, like, how much human resiliency you actually have and the capabilities you have until you just throw yourself in there.
No question.
Yeah.
It's and then you wake up and you look back and you're like, I just did that?
I know. I told them, like, at my first Bloom event, I was just like, look at everything I just accomplished in 80-something days. It blew my mind.
She didn't know that it wasn't supposed to happen like that. Like, it just blew up for her. So this is great. All right. Well, I guess I don't have any value to add here today.
Oh, well, that's okay. You'll have to join us at another live. And I told them to make their 90-day challenge, and they can tag me here in the groups. If they actually make their 90-day challenge list, I want to see it. And so you guys better tag us, because that would be great.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Let me think on that, because maybe, we should have planned this out a little bit better, because we could have started last week and try to get some people really focused on today. But listen, we're doing it now, so do it now.
We're jumping into it.
If you're watching it later or tomorrow, okay, you have 89 days left. Let's go.
You got this. You got this. You'll just have to hustle just a little bit.
I like how you're doing both of them.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. We have friends over here, friends over here. It's great fun.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, look at both cameras at once. That way, not it's not like I'm just focusing on one people.
We'll have to get another computer for social video ads now.
Yeah, but then we'll just have like 4 or 5 computers going at once. That would be great
That's
fun.
crazy.
But you guys, I really hope you like this training. End the year strong and productive, okay? And it starts with your 90-day challenge. So get to it. I want to see it, so be sure you tag me, okay?
Great job, sweetie.
All right. Bye, you guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thank you.